Radiant Black, issue number 9 from Image Comic. So yeah, this issue is not very action heavy. In fact, there's not really that much action at all whatsoever. This is more of a character development type issue. We just kind of get more into the life of Marshall, kind of what he's going through, and then the fallout about Nathan and what happens there. So we start off with Marshall doing his regular routine: shower, eat cereal, smoke a joint, and then get yelled at by a bunch of teenagers. Yeah, the kids seem to hate the hell out of Marshall for some reason. And yeah, Marshall is going to work. He's basically hearing about the Circle Guy news. They're the 3 YouTubers who have a podcast, and they constantly talk about everything that has to deal with the Radiants, and they come up with their own theories and stuff about what's going on. And throughout this issue, Marshall keeps visiting Nathan. He goes and he visits him every single day, kind of catches him up on what's going on, especially about the whole Radiant situation. And yeah, we get just basically kind of the same thing, like just the repeating moments. And like, the repeating moments of him showering, eating cereal, smoking a joint, getting yelled at by teenagers, going to the hospital. So it's just kind of the same thing over and over again. And Marshall kind of realizes that he's getting kind of like a bum rap when it comes to the Radiants. The Radiants Black is not looked upon very kindly, especially after what happened in the previous issue. Well, basically, like they were fighting the Radiant Purple, or the Radiant Beam guy, Beam Sword dude. I mean, you can just go watch the last video I did to get more information on that. But basically, yeah, there's like a huge explosion during the battle and stuff, and Radiant Black doesn't have a good public opinion of him. So he goes to the cops, and he basically tells the cops like, "Hey, like it's the 2 cops that know that he is Radiant." And he basically tells them like, I need a change of perspective. Like I need people to like look at me better, especially since, I actually saved the world and stuff. There's anything that you guys can do to help promote me? And the cops basically tell him to F off and just to call them when Nathan wakes up. And yeah, he tries everything. Like he tries putting up messages above like freeway highways, and doing so just causes a bunch of people to crash. And then eventually one day at work, he gets a visit from Radiant Red. And of course, Marshall is still pissed off at her, and she's like, "I thought you said things were fine." He's like, "No, I said that they were fine for now, meaning I'm not going to kill you for now, even though I absolutely should kill you." She's like, we got off on the wrong foot. I never should have hit him, like, when I followed him up. I never should have taken his car or his mail. And Marshall's like, or absorbed my phone so you can get all my information and stuff. And he's like, "Wait, you absorbed his mail?" She's like, "Yeah, like just to like look at his address and stuff." So I know she like apologizes, and Marshall even takes her to see Nathan's like, "This is what you did to him." And she's just kind of like, "Oh, hi Nathan, it's nice to meet you." And she kind of talks to him for a bit and then leaves. And then we never see her again. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. Maybe I just hold grudges, but I really don't feel any sympathy for Radiant Red for Satomi. Like I just don't. She hasn't really. I mean, yeah, okay. So she came in, she apologized, but it's like the more you hear about what she did, the more like terrible it just paints her out to be. Like, so she robbed banks, and it's like, all right, whatever. Like she had a bunch of loan that she had to do. Like she was in debt because of her fiance, and her fiance was an a-hole who basically screwed her over big time. So I had no problem with her robbing the bank. But I've said this before in previous videos. She robbed the bank. She got away. She had a bunch of money. She had enough money to pay off everything. But yet she continued to keep robbing banks. And then she went after Marshall, because Marshall stopped her once. And instead of going, to go rob a bank somewhere else, she decides to stalk and hunt down, not Marshall, Nathan. She decides to stalk and hunt down Nathan. She takes his car. She steals his mail so that she can find his address. Which begs the question, how did you steal his mail to find his address? Like, if you didn't know where his address was, how could you steal his mail? I don't know. Maybe I overlooked something, but maybe someone can explain that to me. How did she get his address to steal his mail when she was stealing the mail in the first place so that she can get his address? But anyways, the point is, She went out of her way to hunt this guy down, to stalk him, to track him down, and then to basically go after him. And she puts him into a coma. She puts him in a life-threatening situation, and now she's just like, "Oh, I feel kind of bad. I'm sorry." And it's like, maybe she means it. I mean, this issue comes across like she means it. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, if I was Nathan, I mean, if I was Marshall, I'll still be like, screw you. Like, yeah, you say you're sorry, and yeah, you probably mean it, but he's still the way he is because of you, because you hunted him down, because you did this stuff to him. Like, you went out of your way to hurt him. He didn't go out of his way to hurt you. He only came after you when you were right in front of him and you were robbing a bank and putting people in danger. So yeah, I don't care about Satomi whatsoever right now. And then we get like a flashback where we get Marshall and Nathan, and we just see how good friends they are. And then we have like montages of Marshall fighting off all these other dudes who get superpowers. And I'm kind of wondering, how many of them are there? And why are they all evil? I mean, we get one that looks kind of like a radiant black. We get one who's like in this armored suit. We get another one that also has a suit with a hoodie. Like, there's so many different type of like dudes with superpowers. And Marshall even says like he has to basically fight one like every single day to just keep coming out the word work. It's like, where did all this come from? But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what the issue is. This is Marshall constantly visiting Nathan. Nathan's ex-girlfriend comes to see Nathan to see how he's doing. Marshall's trying to fix his public image, and then we get to basically the most important part. It's when Marshall one night sees Nathan's ghost, and Nathan's ghost kind of talks to him, and Nathan's mother basically calls and says that, you know, they're saying it's time. They're gonna pull the plug on Nathan. There's nothing that they can do. And Marshall like has an idea, like, I think I know how I can save him, but I need to talk to the Radiant. But the Radiant inside his helmet and stuff won't talk to him. So now it's this whole like, can he get the Radiant to talk to him? Will it be able to save Nathan, or is Nathan dead? And there's more. I'm not gonna spoil it though. So if you guys wanna figure it out, you guys got to check it out yourself. But yeah, is Marshall gonna be able to save Nathan, or is Nathan doomed to die? Guess you guys will have to find out. But yeah, so I will say this was a good issue, not a great issue or anything like that. I guess in terms of like character and stuff like that, it was really good, and I like I like how it goes from Marshall constantly having to, you know, deal with the teenagers cursing him out every morning. And then on the day where he gets informed that they're going to pull the plug on Nathan, the kids walk by and they just see an empty doorstep because Marshall is not out there. And it's like, okay, that's a pretty cool visual. But yeah, it's interesting that we get more flashback about Marshall and Nathan, them being friends and stuff. I mean, you kind of already get that already. Like, you already kind of see how good of a friends they are and how deep their relationship is. But yeah, that's pretty much what this issue is. It's just nothing but like character like development. It's more of like an emotional issue, not so much fighting or anything like that. Even like I did mention that he's fighting like these new like supervillains every day, but it's literally you just see them for like a panel and that's it. So it's not really an action heavy issue at all. In fact, there's probably like there's like 3 panels worth of actual action, I would say. So if that's not your thing, like if you want action, then this is not the issue for you. But I mean, if you're interested in this series so far and you want like more like emotional investment and stuff, that's pretty much what this issue is. This is more of like an emotional issue where we get more of like the drama and the fallout of, you know, Nathan and his coma, and we figure out, you know, what's going to happen with him. We find the fallout of Marshall and what happened in Japan and him struggling to kind of be a better hero. And also we have him trying to fix his image and stuff. And it's kind of funny that it's like he's trying to fix his image to kind of be the kind of hero that Nathan was. But if you actually read the first few issues, Nathan was kind of a terrible hero. He didn't really do much of anything. Marshall has done more to save humanity and protect the world than Nathan did. So it's kind of interesting how people prefer Nathan over Marshall when Marshall is the one who actually did more work. It seems like Nathan. Like, go read the first few issues. Go watch the video of the first few issues that I did. Reviews for the first few issues I did, where I kind of slagged on this series. I kept. I almost I hated on it, but I critiqued it a lot. There's a lot of criticism, and I still stand by it. But the series did redeem itself later on. This is a really good series now. I really do like it, and I look forward to every month. But I will say that the first few issues were kind of crap. And yeah, we don't really see Nathan doing much hero work. We see one where he tries to change a family's like the tire on their car, and then he picks up their car and he takes them to a mechanic. And then we see him stop a bank robbery. And then there's one moment where he keeps the building from collapsing long enough for the people to escape, and then that's when he goes into a coma. That's basically his heroics. Whereas Marshall has been doing, to me it feels like he's been doing more. I mean, he stopped like the threat to the Radiants that was trying to like destroy the world. He also has been doing in this issue, it talks about how he's fighting multiple enemies. Like every week it seems like there's a villain of the week, and we see him stopping dudes from robbing banks and stuff like that. Like, you know, one of the villains is robbing a bank and he stops it, and then he tries to rob the bank again. He has to stop him again. So it's like, to me, it's like Marshall has done more. So I don't know why everyone prefers Nathan over Marshall when it comes to like this universe, like the Circle guys or whatever the hell they were called, the podcast. Like they seem to talk up Nathan more. The police officers want Nathan more. Nathan seems to get the better PR rather than Marshall. And it's like Marshall kind of did more, and he's doing more than Nathan ever did. So I don't know why he has that terrible of a public image, but yeah, there you go. So yeah, this, like I said, this was a good issue. I obviously preferred my issues with more action and stuff like that. Like, you know, when I read comics, I want cool action moments. But I can't knock on this because, you know, I guess not. Well, I guess it depends on the story you want to tell. But yeah, I guess we can't just have nonstop action constantly. I mean, we could, but I don't know. This series feels like it's more of it feels more like a TV series than a comic book. Like in terms of the formatting, like you have scenes where like you have like entire like either half an issue where a character is not really doing much. Like it's just like for example, in the first few issues we had a character dealing with writer's block for like an entire issue and not any action really happening. In this issue, we just have a lot of like talking and, you know, character development, mostly between Marshall and him trying to figure his way around life and stuff. Now that is the straight man of the group, Nathan, is in a coma and stuff, and he's kind of dealing with that. He's dealing with his best buddy possibly dying. He's dealing with the fallout of having these superhero powers and nobody appreciating him and stuff like that. So this feels like the series would be better off as a TV show rather than a comic, just with the pacing. I don't know. Then again, like when it comes to comics, like I prefer like the old school style comics. Like I prefer comics where like every issue was like its own thing and you had just like a cool self-contained story and lots of action and stuff like that. Where it feels like now, it feels more like comic book writers are writing comics to kind of get a foothold into Hollywood. Like they're like, maybe if I write a comic that gets some interest, I can be able to turn it into a TV series or a movie or something. That's what it feels like. It feels like people are not really writing comics, but more writing TV shows in the format of a comic, if that makes any sense. So because of that, the pacings are they're a lot slower than comics from the previous eras and stuff like that. So if you're okay with that, then yeah, I mean, check it out. I mean, like I said, this is a good story. It starts off super freaking slow and you can pretty much skip the first 3 issues, but it's been really great since then. And yeah, I'm going to end the video here before I completely lose my voice. I've been doing a batch for a new series that I hope to finish. Basically, I have a series coming out soon on that I'm going to be posting up on the YouTube, and I'm almost done well, I still got more videos to do. I want to basically get a big batch of videos for it before I upload it. So I've been spending a lot of free time that I've had just getting those recordings done. So yeah, I've been talking for way too long and I'm starting to lose my voice from all the recordings I'm doing. So I'm gonna stop rambling here and give my throat some rest. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys got any recommendations for comics, manga, stuff like that, let me know. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope to see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlists that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.